inside of that level, right? Now, given it's CPI this week, I'll give them room, right? I'm just for the simple fact that it is CPI this week, I would give them room to potentially even dip down into here, even if it's just a wick. I wouldn't be surprised to see price want to come back down into that level. You can see over here, we had this volume imbalance. So we are live, another market outlook. And first, of course, we're going to do market outlook, and then we'll get into the other video. So we'll go ahead and check out what we got coming up this week. It's Virgo season, so nothing but good things can happen. That's the truth. That's the truth of the matter, right? It's Virgo season, so it's nothing but good news, all right? That's just, I don't make the rules, all right? It's just nature, okay? Good, you feel me? Like, it's just nature. Like, I just work here. You get what I'm saying? So happy, okay, bet. Good. Thank you for telling me, man. Happy Virgo season to all of you guys, right? Not only to the Virgos, but to everyone else, right? Happy Virgo season. Happy September. One of the highest volume months in the year, right? And, you know, this is just the truth, right? September is one of the highest volume months in the year, one of the best months to trade out of the entire year, coming out of a month like August, which is typically one of the worst months to trade. And we have already started off with no short of but just beautiful price action. So that's what we got going on. So this week we got CPI this week on my birthday. It was on my birthday last week as well. Very interesting. Going into the economic calendar this week. Tuesday we have so just some slight pound news, a bunch of medium impact news on Tuesday, nothing crazy. So pretty much a regular day on Tuesday. Probably just time it. I've been trading London session OD. I'm not even gonna lie, like my body has really just been like London session, and then if nothing happens in London, then New York. But really, honestly, like the past 2 weeks, London session has been taking care of me. I haven't even been making it to New York session, so that is that's cool. That's cool. So Wednesday we do have big stuff popping on Wednesday because we have pound GDP, gross domestic product, on pound 2 a.m. London session. And then going into New York session, we have CPI at 8:30 for the U.S. dollar. So we already know to expect wildness on Wednesday. Most likely see the high of the week and the low of the week form on Wednesday. Like that's just most likely what we'll see, right? Maybe not the high, but like when I say the high or the low of the week, we should see the market give us a aggressive move as normal for CPI. But at that point, if we're expecting bullishness, most likely we'll see the low of the week formed on Wednesday. If we're expecting bearishness, most likely we'll see the high of the week formed on Wednesday whenever we see high impact news like that on Wednesday. It just depends on how the week starts off. So we'll pay attention to that. Thursday, we have some JPY news early in the morning. And then just nothing really in London session on Thursday. Most of the action is going to be in New York session on Thursday. We have high impact news for Euro, interest rate decision for Euro. Interesting. Cool. And then on top of that, core retail sales on Thursday. So we have 2 very high impact days back to back because we got CPI on Wednesday, and then this New York session we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 high impact news events at 8:30. So we might want to either trade London or stay out of this thing until after this 8:30 news hits, and then come into the market and find bodies. So that's what we'll be paying attention to. Will be that Wednesday London session, maybe a little bit post CPI. And then Thursday, and then Friday, I'm going to be a little calm this week just for the simple fact that I had a 4-1 week last week. So whenever you have winning streaks or you have really good weeks, you want to like calm down because you due for a loss, right? It's just the way it goes, right? If you keep winning, then great. But I don't want to like over push on my edge. So we gonna be calm. So that's going to be what we're expecting on the economic calendar for this week. That's exciting. And going over to our charts, I mean, dollar has been moving quite graciously. I mean, gracefully, right? Dollar has been moving quite gracefully, starting off on the weekly time frame. As always, we already know, right? Coming from this sell side liquidity on the monthly time frame, right? Lows of the year. Okay. Not only that, but looking over to your left here, we know that the market had traded down into this fair value gap from last year right here. So we knew that this was a internal level of liquidity that price traded down into, consolidated above it, and then we saw them sweep the low side. Now we're looking to see price go ahead and climb up to this high of the year here, right? That's been our overall objective, is that monthly buy side and the high of the year. And once we clear that, I'll expect some sort of a retracement back down into this price action. And if we are going to continue bullish, hopefully this is that last, after this sweep here, they hold and continue higher. So we'll speak about that. But for right now, the main point and prerogative for this week is that our objectives are still right there above those highs from May, right? Now coming into last week, our objective that we paid attention to, and we didn't have a market outlook recorded last week. The recording messed up on me. It was cool though. But last week we were targeting this this volume imbalance over here. We wanted to see price come here. And then once we took that, I was open to seeing price come up to this level depending on the day. And that happened on Thursday. So it was pretty much the end of the week. And you can see we climbed right into that volume imbalance, traded back lower. And now we are still just, have made that pullback, and that's all right now. And like I said, our next buy side liquidity is here. Okay, I've learned my lesson trying to catch highs and lows. So until the market shows a market structure shift back down, I'm looking, this is bullish, right? So we're going to pay attention to that, continuing bullish up to this monthly buy side liquidity. It's a lot of buy side up here, right? This is not only the highs of March, but it's the high of 2023 as a whole, right? So yearly highs are going to hold a lot of value, right? So that right there is the highest point of the year. I want to see price run above that level, right? And then of course, if we're going to continue past that level, we do have this imbalance here. Even on a weekly time frame, you can see this imbalance here that we have on the higher time frame on the weekly. So if we are going to trade lower, and we go past this level, then I'd be looking to see them. We'll pay attention to what we're looking like coming into this previous down candle before they traded up, and then the imbalance here, right? So that's what we'll pay attention to once we break this level. So for right now, we're looking at that level. Now, looking at this daily, it does catch my attention that since September started here, all right, that's the open of September. And to start off the month, we saw price trade a tad lower, right? Like really barely lower. And ever since September started, we have been like just straight bullish, right? No down price action, no down weeks at all for the most part. Am I dragging it? Yeah. See, bullish week, bullish day, one bearish day, bullish day, bullish day, bullish day. So literally one bearish day since the year has started. Massively bullish right now. So with that being said, as we are trading higher, right, if we look at this weekly, we were looking to see price on this weekly time frame trade back down to this weekly order block and then continue higher from there. And guess what? They traded right on back down to that weekly order block and respected it and traded higher from there. All right, so they're respecting these discount levels, continuing to take premium levels. Now that's the weekly. If I go down to the daily time frame, you have that. That's where that order block is. And then we can see price now. So we swept sell side liquidity, traded higher from that sell side. broke past this level, traded back down into it, respected it, expanded higher again, targeting this level. So where could we pull back to after hitting this? What could I look for as a support? Well, last week, we have 2 fair value gaps this month. We have one down here. All right, so we have a fair value gap down there, and then we have one up here. So we're not going to pay attention to this right now. We're going to pay attention to this nearest one and first see how price responds inside of that level. Right now, given it's CPI this week, I'll give them room. Right, I'm just for the simple fact that it is CPI this week, I would give them room to potentially even dip down into here, even if it's just a wick. I wouldn't be surprised to see price want to come back down into that level. You can see over here, we had this volume imbalance here. That price literally just traded straight through like it was nothing. So now that's kind of like an inverse imbalance, like a flipped imbalance. So at most, right, maybe holding this level and taking us higher from there. So that's kind of what I'm paying attention to on DXY going into this week. Seeing price come up above that 105, 106 level and not drop down below the 104 level, really, right? Maybe just a bit below 104, like 103.89 or something like that. But we don't really want to see them. We want to see them hold this 104.50. That's what I'll be paying attention to. So boom, this is where our week starts. You got no high impact news coming on Monday. So just going to wait till Tuesday, right? Going to wait till Tuesday, come in on Tuesday, see what it is that we have going on for me personally, right? Now, boom. That's our Monday coming up. And our last Monday was right here. That was our last Monday. Cool. Yeah, that was our last Monday right there. So even if I'm looking at just the price action from last week, run my fibs from the high to the low, like, so that's the price, that's last week's price range. And just looking at last week's price range, that fair value gap, all right, cool. Yeah, that fair value gap is sitting right below. Yeah, my computer isn't filling the webcam right now. Market outlook, so we're gonna turn it off. You had enough, right? But either way it goes, that fair value gap is right inside the discount of last week's price action, right? So we have equilibrium here, and that fair value gap is right underneath it. So this is kind of like that first level for them to trade to. And we see if they respect that. Now, on the year as a whole, not the year, the month as a whole, right? This would be the low of this month so far. And so that fair value gap on the monthly basis is still up there in that premium. So if they want to, like I said, with CPI, I wouldn't be surprised to see them trade back down to this balanced range right here and sweep these kind of a bit of some double bottoms right here from last week. Right, triple bottoms, really. Some clean sell side liquidity right there. Yeah, it's kind of convenient for it to be sitting right there, just like that. Right. So we can keep that in mind. Right, keep that in mind, and as we go into these trading sessions, we'll respond accordingly. Let me make this on all my intervals. Put this back to the low of last week. And so, yeah, going into my trading sessions this week, I'll be paying attention to how we are trading down into levels like these. Like if Monday's price action comes, we trade back up into this gap here. And then we see price maybe hit this volume imbalance one more time, start to come back lower. And then ahead of New York, London, we see them kind of like hover above this fair value gap. that might be a clear, indicator for me that maybe London session I can expect them to do a fake out down there, and then I'll look to see price, do something like that. And then if I see that, then I'll participate going into Tuesday London session. But definitely, like I said, just got those key levels mapped out. And now it's just a matter of, as we go into each session, responding correctly as price operates near or inside of these key levels. So yeah, that's dollar. Dollar's pretty straightforward. Not too much rousing around, right? Now outside of dollar, bonds market was expecting bearishness on bonds last week. And for the most part, we got that, right? So this was the beginning of the week right here. Monday, price traded lower, consolidated a bit, traded up higher again for that Friday to be dramatic, and then ended up coming down and still closing out the week on a bearish chip, right? So it was a bearish week, but it was a little bit lackadaisical. And they just did a little bit too much of respecting, right? In my opinion, we saw them come down below this sell side liquidity over here, give a consolidation, and then accelerate higher. It's kind of giving expansion vibes, right? So if they do want to trade higher, as DXY goes ahead and trades down into that fair value gap I showed you guys, I would love to see them dive up into this level right here. That's what would be convenient for them to trade up into that at the same time that I expect DXY to trade down into a level like this. Would be super convenient. Would be really, really convenient and like super on par with my plan, which doesn't happen all the time. But if it wants to happen this time, I wouldn't be upset with them, right? So that's gonna be the bonds market. When it comes to Euro GBP has been just absolutely trash, right? Since really going into June, just like really a lot of choppiness. But most recently, we know Euro GBP traded below the lows here of November and December lows right here. We saw price trade beneath there, consolidate a bit of an expansion, trade back below there, right? It's a little bit of an expansion. So it's giving a little bit of accumulation might be going on here, right? Maybe we can see them push up higher. But again, this is just when they're going back and forth like this, very much a good chance of just catching what it is saying on an intraday basis, right? As we go into each session. So not going to stress myself too much when it comes to what they have going on. Now, the two winners for me this week were Euro USD and GBP USD. Really just GBP USD and gold were really the MVPs of the week, though. Let's just keep it honest. They were. The other thing is that Euro USD, man, I low-key dropped the ball because this big boy swing trade I said I was waiting for, we came within 25 pips of my stop loss. And it's like, where was I at? Just completely oblivious, right? But it's cool. Like, this happened weeks ago. It's happened like 2 weeks ago. I did not even completely notice that even if I didn't get the perfect entry on this, that was still a nice swing setup for 300 pips that we're almost hitting right now. So that is something that I was just like, wow, like I'm on this mission to be a swing trader and I'm over here not paying attention, Mavericks. Wow. All right. So yeah, that's what we have in past tense on Euro USD. But we're looking to see dollar take the highs of the year and the highs of March. And my objective on Euro USD and GBP USD is still the lows of May, April, right? Like they definitely have a couple of lows to go ahead and raid right here. So we got some daily sell side liquidity down there below the lows of May. Interesting, because the dollar has already taken the lows of May. And at the same time, also, we have some lows down here at the lows of March, but the dollar has also already we're looking to see the dollar go to the highs of March, but they definitely have already taken the highs of May. So that's very interesting. GBP USD. Now, GBP USD was the strongest on sells last week. I mean, it may not look like it on this smaller chart, but on this bigger chart, but yes, GBP USD was very clean, very straight to the straight to the point price action. And similar, all right, my objective is still to see yeah, now, oh, whoa. I gotta reset my thing. So last week here was our Monday. All right, and price traded up to this fair value gap, and then they just said, yeah, forget it, we're gone for the rest of the week, can't catch me now. And literally all week long, every London session, they made a dive for it. So it was very clean price action on GU, but like I said, what we are looking to see them target is the lows here of May. Okay, so that's our sell side liquidity objective on GBP USD still. And we do know a couple of things about GU is that we have the imbalance here from last week, right? And we also have the imbalance here from last week, Monday. Okay, so there are a few different places that GU could trade back up to before they continue lower. And like I said, I'm just going to leave that to the economic calendar and to timing, because that's really what it comes down to once you have all the key levels and things of that nature figured out. So continued bullishness on dollar and continuing selling opportunities on Euro USD is what I will be looking for this week. If that changes, I'll let you know. But for now, that's what it is. Now confirming, right, I expect lower downside on bonds because we still have this monthly sell side from the low of August that I'm targeting. So still expecting bearishness on bonds, still expecting bullishness on the dollar. So that means I should see bearishness on gold to maybe confirm that bias that the dollar wants to go lower. And looking at gold, it does look rather bad right now for gold. But in the sense of price, we did trade back up into this order block here, and then we saw price displace heavily back down to the downside all week, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all back down, all dropping down throughout the week. Now, with that being said, there is we have a continuation starting to seem to form after gold was bearish all of July, all of May, and now kind of looking to see them continue lower. That would confirm our bullishness on dollar. So if I see any continued wanting of gold to go lower, I'm going to be paying attention to that bullishness on the dollar, which would of course lead to downsides and everything else. So that is a kind of a quick synopsis of what it is that I'm looking to see happen here. I mean, like I said, it's very simple right now. It's just show up and show out, right? That's kind of the idea. It's all about timing. It's all about timing. Yeah. So yeah, we just gonna be patient. Good CPI. Now, AUDUSD, I did want to see AUDUSD sell last week, but it was the weaker of all of them. I mean, it was the strongest, right, of all of them. That's the reason they wouldn't go down, right? We had bearishness on Euro, bearishness on GU, AU still bullish. I mean, not bullish, but still consolidating, right? So something to keep an eye on. Maybe if everything keeps dropping and AU starts to drop, but for right now, I'm kind of good with Euro and GU getting my attention. Now, so yeah, that's that as far as our anticipations for market outlook. So I'll be live for London session on Tuesday, and I'll kind of wait till after today's price action for Monday to kind of point out what it is that I'm looking for when it comes to the guild. All right.